Hello and welcome to the Expression Library tutorial series episode 8. So now we're diving in even deeper into what this can do by adding master controls to your comp. So if you're not too confident with expressions, I would 100% advise you to learn more about expressions before jumping into this stage. Or, alternatively, just use whatever someone's published online with their expression library. You can use anyone's library without any knowledge of expressions at all, or you can use it with all the knowledge in the world. So, what we're going to do is we're going to head over to our guide that we should have had opened from literally the last couple of episodes. Come into our example expressions, and we're going to open expression with master controls. So, there is something very important that when we do with master controls, and that is we have to set a master. So a master basically means this is the master layer. This is where our master controls are going to be added. So when we add this expression, all of it, we can copy and paste the whole thing of the position property into the position property expression. It's going to give us an error. And the error is because this master does not exist. Okay, so this master layer does not exist, therefore it cannot find the effect controls for that layer. So, how do we solve this? How do we set this all up? Let's delete the expression and then let's start from the beginning. So, we just want to copy and paste from set master all the way down to the Y and N bracket. Open up the position expression and paste that in. And now we're still going to get the same errors because we do not have this master layer added. So what we do is we come up to our layer, we go new, and we go null object. It doesn't have to be a null object, it can be anything at all. Null objects are often used for this purpose though, as they do not display when you render. So we come in here, we go null object, and we're going to call this master layer. You can call this anything you like. So you could call it control master. And if we called it control master, we now have to come into our position property. We have to see the var master. It says this comp dot layer, so this composition, this layer. So what layer is that? It's the master layer, but we don't have that, but we have a control master. So we're going to paste our control master here, and now that's connected to our control master. We now have another error though, what is basically saying that the control master does not have the X position slider, and it doesn't have the Y one either. So what we can do is we come over to our control master, we add in our expression controls our slider. So inside our slider control, we're going to call this X position, and we're also going to duplicate it and call Y position. And now our expression has no errors, it's connected to our control master, and our control master is now controlling the position of our shape. And master controls are awesome because you can have controls for all sorts of shapes everywhere, or whatever you like, controlling hundreds of elements in your scene, all from one controller. Now then, when you normally would set this up in your comp, you should already have your control master. This is basically taking it from scratch with nothing and how you would create this, but normally you would have your control master and you would have your sliders in there, so all you would have to do is apply your functions to the expression, but we're doing it from scratch. So now that we have a working expression, perfect, you then have to come over to here and apply your expression library functions to your expression. Oh, make sure I select property first though. There we go, that's all been added in. So like episode 7, we're going to delete everything apart from the slider controls, but also the master. The master is important because basically we're saying, hey look, this expression uses this master over here. And then we have here add slider this layer. Instead we're going to be setting it to the master. So let's duplicate the add slider because we need 2 of them because we have 2 sliders. Let's set the master name. So the master name is control master. I'm going to copy and paste that to add master, control master. The add slider control, we're going to change that from this layer to master. We're going to set the effects name to X position, and we're going to set the value here to 10. We're going to do the same thing for the second slider. We're going to set it to master. We're going to set the X name to Y position, and we're going to set the value to 10. Now that's all done. That's it. Simple, a few couple of lines for each effect control and the master, and you're done. We can then select our position property, click add, and we know it's JavaScript. We're going to say that it's P slider with master. I'm not going to add a description just because I don't need to right now. I'm not going to add a video. I actually need to add a description to everything. So we want to go change position based on master sliders and click create. Once that's been created, we can head into that property in the position and we can see P slider master. Perfect. Let's remove the expression from here. It's gone. Let's delete our control master. We don't need it, because this is what your comp would look like when you've just opened it or made a new controller or whatever you want to do. We select the position property, or if you want to select just the layout, it's completely your choice. We already covered that a few episodes back. So let's select position. Let's select the P slider master and click apply. Bam. So now we have the control master here, we also have my cool shape, and we also have the position with everything connected to it. So that means in my control master with my sliders available, I can manipulate these sliders to control that shape with my master controller. You will know that your control master will have a marker added to it. Now this is important, and all it is a simple marker with exp lib master added to it. This is important that when you're adding new controllers, then the new controllers will be added to this master. You don't have to recreate a master every time or whatever else. It's just going to add them to this master. And to show you a demonstration, I'm going to quickly whip up another shape. Boom, let's go square. And we're going to open up the position property, click the position property, add this in with the master controls. It's going to give us the same warning as before in episode 7, in which we can combine them or not. This time we're going to add new controllers, and then in our control master we now have 4 sliders. These 2 are controlling the top shape, and these 2 are controlling our other shape. There you go, look how it's working. So it's good to know that you can actually combine these as well. So let's say, for example, I don't want that on here now, I'm going to delete it off, I'm going to apply it, and I'm going to combine them together. Now my control is controlling both of these at the same time. You can rename these, but you can only rename the parts in the middle, say X position. You can only rename this part of the expression itself. You cannot rename the whole thing. That's important to note. So now that I'm moving these, great, it's all working, it's applied, and my control master is always here. So this is a quick way in how you can apply expressions to a layer and connect a master null to your comp to control all of the controls in your expressions.